Hello and welcome to your daily dose of Satoshi's news. Today's date is Wednesday, the 19th of June, 2024, the year of a million transactions per second and more. Again, we're just stuck on my laptop, just reading through the articles. So it's going to be like this until I get back. So let's just crack on with it. Right, so we've got the first article here by CoinSlate, and it's titled Inside USDT's Ongoing Battle with FUD. Tether CEO Paolo Ardonio exclusive. All right, well, they've actually got a picture of this guy here. So interesting. And again, the guy would like post green stuff on his Twitter profile whenever they're about to pump a load of Tether, indicating that the market was about to go up, and then he'd post something in the color red on his profile indicating that the market was about to go down. Like, honestly, like, no market manipulation to be seen here. And where's the regulator? Oh yeah, they don't care. Funny that. So it says Tether's journey through challenges in 2022 demonstrates its stability compared to traditional banks. Oh my goodness. I mean, I've got to laugh at that. Anybody knows, or anybody who knows how Tether is created would piss themselves at that title, which is what I've literally just done. Oh my God. And there's the guy himself. Honestly, the audacity. The audacity. Unbelievable. So Crypto Slate's James Van Straten and I sat down with Paolo Ardonio, the CEO of Tether, at BTC Prague this month. In one of Paolo's most transparent to date, he addresses several critical topics related to Tether, including FUD, that's fear, uncertainty, and doubt, surrounding Tether, its holdings in US Treasuries, and competition in the industry. And it says 2022, a year of challenges and resiliency. Really? All right then. Paolo reflected on 2022 when I first met him at Paris Blockchain Week, labeling it as significant for both good and bad reasons. He acknowledged that while the year saw the exit of many bad actors, I presume he didn't exit then, from the crypto industry, it also provided Tether an opportunity to demonstrate its resilience. He recounted, quote here, when we met, it was, I think, 2022 was an incredible year for the good and the bad, in my opinion. The good thing is that many actors were eventually recognized as bad actors, have left the crypto industry for good. It was also a good moment for Tether to prove its resiliency, and that, in my opinion, was very crucial. They are massively bad actors. They're unbelievably bad actors. Again, along with the Fed, the ECB, and Tether, never been audited, only produced attestations where millions suddenly flew into their bank account and then flew out a few hours later. Oh, yeah, we've got some funds there. Honestly, anybody who believes this pile of shite, hasn't got anything between the ears, honestly. Paolo noted that the events of 2022 served as a trial by fire for Tether, allowing it to prove its stability and reliability under pressure. Seriously. At the time, he publicly predicted the downfall of Terra Luna. Oh, wow, what genius. A competitor in the stablecoin market. Not really. He faced criticism for this prediction, as many believed competitive interests drove his comments, he explained. At the conference of the Blockchain Week in Paris 2022 was before the Terra Luna fallout. I publicly said I think Terra Luna is going to go bust, and I was criticized about that because people were telling me, oh, of course you were saying that because of your competitor, it's going to eat your lunch. He clarified that his concerns were based on the inherent issues he saw in Terra Luna's model. According to Paolo, Terra Luna's stablecoin was backed by another token they created, a structure he compared to a fugazi, something fake or insubstantial. He contrasted with his Tether's principles to ensure they could always redeem a stablecoin for its face value, emphasizing the importance of liquidity and reliability for stablecoin issuers. That is such a load of crap. That is such a load of crap. I don't know anybody who can redeem even like $100 worth of fiat currency for Tether. Nah, just can't be done. Absolute BS. Bank run and short attack on Tether. Paolo detailed this led to a coordinated attack against Tether, where attackers attempted to short the stablecoin and create a bank run to prove that Tether did not have sufficient reserves. He explained that these attackers borrowed large amounts of USDT and sold it at a discount, aiming to cause panic and a rush for the redemptions. Paolo described the situation. So we discovered that they had around 7 billion USDT. 7 billion! $7 billion! Oh my God. And they started selling at a 1% discount, and they also started creating panic. So they had 7 billion plus all the panic they could gather was around another 15 billion. $15 billion worth of Tether. Oh, and Tether think they've got $15 billion in their bank, do they? To back it one for one? Absolute crap. Their website said for every dollar you give us, we will give you 1 Tether. So therefore you can redeem it 1-to-1. Can you do that? No, you can't. It's absolutely outrageous. And again, this all started with the Bitfinex hack. So the Bitfinex was a trading platform, got hacked. They were just like, well, how can we pay our clients back? Oh, well, let's just print more Tether. Nobody's going to know. We're going to tell them that Tether's backed 1-to-1. There we go. So we just create this out of nothing, and we give you back the value that you lost in BTC. Oh, and it looks like because everybody thinks this is a really good idea, we can now print more for ourselves and buy more BTC with it. Oh, dear, oh dear. He illustrated how market makers bought the discounted USDT, redeemed it for its full value, and continued this cycle, demonstrating Tether's ability to handle massive redemptions. What? Because they can just type it in on a computer at the touch of a button. He highlighted that Tether successfully redeemed about 25 billion USDT in less than a month, showcasing its liquidity and resilience. They make this stuff up. They make this stuff up from nothing. Oh my God. The Tether CEO drew parallels between Tether's successful handling of the attack and a traditional banking failures, specifically mentioning Washington's Mutual's collapse in 2008. He used this comparison to emphasize Tether's robustness compared to traditional banks, Paolo said. Yeah, because traditional banks just simply can't make currency up at the touch of a button. They have to make loans. They can't literally just like make up their own funds. Obviously, the central bank does that, but retail banks can't do that, honestly. And there's no better trial by fire than that, right? So to prove that when banks failed, we saw Washington Mutual in 2008. They failed and they were asked to redeem 10% of the monies or the reserves. They failed, they went bankrupt. What a load of crap. I mean, literally, you're dealing with fiat currency. Anybody who is in charge of fiat currency could have stopped that bankruptcy. It's all orchestrated. It's all orchestrated to centralize everything into one massive controlling bank that will control everyone, and then they'll just simply control you and get you all jabbed up. You know, you're not going to get your universal basic income if you haven't taken your next, COVID jab or your bird flu jab that's coming in soon. Unbelievable. US bank failures and competitor issues in 2023. Paolo transitioned to discussing the subsequent event of 2023, focusing on the failures of major US banks like Silicon Valley Bank, Silvergate, and Signature, where other stablecoin issuers had relationships. He pointed out that these banks failed due to poor risk management, specifically its investment in illiquid long-term municipality bonds. Paolo mentioned that a major competitor of Tether has significant uninsured cash deposits in Silicon Valley Bank, leading to a depeg when the bank failed. He elaborated, quote here, by the way, they failed because they were investing in the majority of their reserves in long-term municipality bonds. Like Imagine Take, we are in Prague now. Imagine Take like tens of small towns outside Prague, and imagine that billions and billions of dollars are invested in 10, 20, 30-year municipality bonds. Paolo contrasted this with the Tether strategy to maintain a single, simple, and liquid reserve balance sheet, primarily consisting of US Treasury bills. He shared an interesting metric about Tether's holdings. Quote here, as of today, is the third biggest owner holders of these 3 months T-bills in the world. First, there is UK. Second, there is Cayman for all the hedge funds. Third, there is Tether. Paolo discussed how Tether's substantial holdings in US Treasury bills have helped solidify its relationships with key financial institutions and custodians, such as Cantor Fitzgerald. He emphasized the importance of perfect decision making. Like you can have perfect decision making in managing large sums of money, and these partners' critical role in Tether's operations. Paolo explained, when you move from 10 billion to 112 billion as of today, the game changes, right? So you have to perfect right. You have to be perfect all the time. You have to make sure you take every single decision. He highlighted Cantor Fitzgerald's support and credibility, noting how its CEO publicly endorsed Tether's financial stability, significantly contributing to the trust and confidence in Tether within the financial community. Dealing with FUD and Tether's naivety, reflecting on Tether's past challenges with FUD and how it had to handle its communication strategy to address public concerns and improve transparency, Paolo acknowledged its previous naivety and believing that merely doing good work would eventually dispel doubts. Paolo stated, I understand that part of the FUD and the Tether FUD was also due to the fact that we are naively thinking that we could just keep our head down, work, whatever, press buttons, whatever, and create this shit from nothing. And if we were proving that we were doing good to the world and that we were useful, all the FUD would go away eventually, right? He emphasized the importance of being more public and transparent about its operations, which led to him take a more prominent role in communicating Tether's actions and financial health. Paolo reiterated the importance of Don't Trust, Verify motto, encouraging people to ask questions and seek verifications of Tether's claims. Paolo discussed Tether's audit and attestation practices, specifically its partnership with BDO. Oh, you're kidding me, BDO. For quarterly attestations, he highlighted the thoroughness and diligence of BDO. Again, I doubt it's a coincidence that they're using BDO when Craig had connections to BDO when he was in Australia. Applies in scrutinizing Tether's operations, which helps ensure transparency and trust, Paolo explained. Look, really openly doing attestations on a stablecoin, especially if the stablecoin is named Tether, of course brings a lot of attention and a lot of risk management, rightfully so, right? He keeps saying right. Yeah, right. There's no right, so right. He also mentioned the challenges posed by regulatory pressures, such as Senator Warren's call for auditors to avoid crypto companies, making it difficult to Tether to secure a full audit from a Big Four firm. Despite these challenges, Paolo expressed confidence in its ongoing efforts to prove Tether's legitimacy and financial health. He conveyed gratitude for public endorsements of its economic practices, which have helped migrate some skepticism around Tether's reserves. Paolo R. Dornio's frank and open discussion with CryptoSlate gave insights into Tether's battle with FUD from powerful adversaries and its commitment to Bitcoin, stating that it was focused on using Bitcoin, that's BTC, as a reserve for profits rather than stablecoin backing. The full interview will be published along with a series of clips on CryptoSlate's X account. Oh dear, it's exhausting, isn't it? Reading all that crap, it absolutely stinks of utter shite, because that's where he's talking. Utter shite. And there's another one here. It says Tether launches gold-backed stablecoin. Oh my god, the audacity. Right, let's see what this one says. The new they're calling it synthetic dollar, is the first step in the rollout of real-world asset tokenization platform, said Tether. That's hilarious. Tether is introducing a gold-backed. I mean, again, they're just using buzzwords. Gold-back. Everything's got to be gold-backed these days. Honestly, it's so ridiculous. Literally, the only thing that's got the most valuable asset in the world is Bitcoin. The genuine Bitcoin, that is BSV, that has those 5 elements in place as it did when it started on the 3rd of January 2009 with the chain of signatures that goes right the way back to the Genesis block, because it has utility. Why would you want something backed by gold if gold wasn't useful? Can we have it backed by a brick? Can we have it backed by a bag full of shit? Why gold? gold is just metal. If that metal was useless, it would be worthless. That's literally all it is. You need to be backed by something of utility. But Bitcoin itself has utility because you buy Bitcoin in order to use its network. And its network is what gives you data sovereignty, where your data can't be cracked, hacked, altered, changed, or deleted. And because digital data these days is too precious to lose, because everything runs on where everything runs digitally, you need a network where that data can't be deleted. And that's what the Bitcoin network is all about. It's economically sustained because it doesn't have a central point of authority, control, or failure, so no one can tamper with it. That's why Bitcoin is so valuable. In fact, all these things, all these banks should have Bitcoin backing the bullshit currency that they print. You don't need a gold-backed stable coin. Again, I mean, it's the same thing. They're just going to make it up from nothing. Like, good grief. So Tether is introducing a gold-backed stablecoin pegged to the US dollar. It is the first tethered assets, the issuer declared. The new coin is called Alloy, AUSDT, and is mintable on the new Alloy by Tether platform. Oh, give me a break. All these ridiculous names. According to the company, Alloy will be over-collateralized by Tether Gold, XAUT, a token that provides ownership of physical gold but pegged to the US dollar. By definition, the new token is a synthetic dollar which is designed to mimic the value and functionality of the US dollar without being directly backed by it. Alloy explained in an X post that tethered assets are digital assets that aim to track the reference price of another asset through different stabilization mechanisms. Further, it said, quote here, Alloy by Tether provides long-term holders the opportunity to maintain exposure to gold while in parallel obtaining a dollar-referenced tethered asset for payments and day-to-day economy. Stability and flexibility through AUSDT. In the same thread, the organization said other tethered assets, including yielding-bearing products, could be created on the platform. Oh, give me a break. Well, so this is the X post. AUSDT, the first tethered asset just launched. AUSDT is the synthetic dollar, over collateralized by XAUT. Alloy by Tether is an open platform that allows to create collateralized synthetic digital assets and will soon be part of the new Tether.to digital asset tokenization platform launched later this year. The only platform that can successfully, scalably, and trustfully make any transactions is Bitcoin. So all of these things will run on the Bitcoin network in the future. It's so ridiculous. Literally, as I've said before, Bitcoin is the foundation layer of all future digital technologies, secured and underpinned by economic principles. So he's talking absolute shite here about other platforms. The whole point of it is that it's meant to economically sustain the platform that it comes from. That's the whole point. The synthetic dollar can be minted by depositing XUSDT through a smart contract and price oracles. Thus, users can make transactions with AUSDT while retaining their gold-backed Tether asset. AUSDT was developed by Tether subsidiaries Moon Gold and Moon Gold EI El Salvador. Alloy by Tether will become part of the real-world asset tokenization platform launching later this year, said Tether CEO Paolo Ardonio. The first Tether asset is not the first synthetic dollar. Tether's AUSDT is not the first synthetic dollar. In August 2022, Galloy introduced a Bitcoin-based synthetic dollar called StableSats on the Lightning Network. That was a fail. However, the synthetic dollar as a popular asset form came to dominance when startup FN Labs introduced its Ether-backed dollar-pegged USDE in February. The launch was met with some skepticism. Asymmetry provided a variation on the concept with an algorithmically balanced synthetic dollar in June. All these big words, what a load of crap. One analysis has compared AUSDT favorably to USDE and other stablecoins due to Tether's highly liquidity, because they make it up on the spot from nothing, smarter decision making, and less principal agent risk, thanks to its centralized control. That's hilarious. Thanks to its centralized control. And you've got all these BTC bros harping on about decentralized. Oh yeah, but this is fully, thanks to its centralized control, this is fine. Tether's sweetened the deal on the new asset by offering USDT holders a bonus at 2-to-1 ratio and has set aside 10 million AUSDT for the purpose. What an absolute joke that is. What's this? Is Germany selling its BTC? Oh, you know. TON-based DEX aims to simplify cross-chain swaps by removing bridging and wrapping. Honestly, what an absolute load of crap that is. An utter load of crap. Moving on, it says that Coinbase International announced its support for pre-launch market. Users will be able to trade futures of soon-to-be listed tokens and coins on the exchange. Look, this proves their securities. Soon-to-be listed. Oh my God, soon-to-be listed. That's outrageous. That is outrageous. Coinbase International is following in the footsteps of centralized exchanges such as Binance, Bybit, BitGet, and OKX in creating a launchpad for up-and-coming crypto projects that are all securities. Oh my God, crypto projects. You're either selling a share in your company or you're not, or you're selling a token that's an absolute bag of shite, which is what these do. Pre-launch markets allow users to trade perpetual futures contracts on tokens that have not launched yet. Coinbase revealed on June 17th, adding, when the underlying token is launched on applicable spot exchanges, the instrument converts to a standard perpetual contract. The feature will be available to institutional investors via Coinbase International and retail traders via Coinbase Advanced. Pre-launch market assets are capped at an initial margin of 50% or 2x leverage and a notional position limit for $50,000 per coin. The instrument also functions differently than traditional standard futures. Pre-launch markets have a different index price mechanism than standard perpetual futures and use a 4-hour exponential moving average of the instrument's mark prices for pre-launch index price. Coinbase also warned that given the high-risk nature of pre-launch markets, these markets are more prone to lower liquidity, higher volatility, and increased liquidation risk. In addition, pre-launch instruments are not supported by the exchange's liquidity support program, resulting in added risks of auto-liquidation. Well, the exchanges are going to love that, aren't they? There is also a chance that pre-launch tokens may never make it to the full listing process, as Coinbase International explained. There is a risk outside of Coinbase's control, that the underlying token may never launch. If such a determination was made, the pre-launch market would not be able to convert into a standard perpetual futures market, and the market may need to be suspended and or delisted. So in other words, I'm guessing you'll just lose your money. Launched in May 2023, Coinbase International is the overseas arm of the namesake United States-based exchange. The platform holds a Class F license from the Bermuda Monetary Authority. Bermuda. Wasn't that where FTX was registered? Like, dear, oh dear. Anyway, we have been going 23 minutes. Just going back to a little bit of Bitcoin history. So we missed this on the 15th. Check it out. So on the 15th of June, the Magna Carta Libertatum, which is the medieval Latin for Great Charter of Freedoms, commonly called Magna Carta, or sometimes Magna Charta, the Great Charter, is a royal charter of rights agreed to by King John of England at Runnymede near Windsor. On June 15th, 1215, first drafted by the Archbishop of Canterbury, Cardinal Stephen Langton, to make peace between the unpopular king and a group of rebel barons. It promised the protection of church rights, protection for the barons from illegal imprisonment, access to swift and impartial justice, limitations on feudal payments to the crown, to be implemented through a council of 25 barons. And again, it was, let me think, I think it was Article 61. Yeah, I think it was Article 61 of the Magna Carta that can actually be invoked should the king or queen go against their coronation oath and effectively commit treason on the people. And that is exactly what happened on the 1st of January 1973. And the document that outlined what would happen when that was done was buried for 30 years. and it surfaced again in 2001, where these barons tried to petition the Queen to let her know that she was no longer a queen or the monarch of England because she had not fulfilled her coronation oath act and had committed treason on the people. And again, the treason is all about making the medium of exchange worthless, which is why in that very same year that the memorandum FCO 34/748 was drafted, the Nixon shock was also commenced on the 15th of August 1971, and then, funnily enough, on the 24th of January 1971, the World Economic Forum was created, which was an extension of the Club of Rome. All these nefarious entities wreaking havoc on the world, trying to just get rid of the majority of other people and just keep it for themselves so they can breed as many babies as they want and live off the adrenochrome and all that kind of stuff. Good grief. 17th of June 2011, Friday, 17th of June, Mt. Gox user database leaked for sale to a paste bin signed by someone here and tied to auto36299386@hushmail.com. The theft of bitcoins from Mt. Gox accounts continued reportedly throughout the day. And then on the 19th of June, a stream of fraudulent trades caused the normal price of a bitcoin to fraudulently drop to 1 cent on Mt. Gox exchange. Oh my goodness me. 1 cent! Somebody would have made an absolute fortune then. An absolute fortune. Picking up BTC for a cent. A cent. Good grief. Good grief. Anyway, I shall continue this as we as I get back, but we'll leave it there. That is a 26-minute show. Hope you enjoyed it, and as ever, be aware, take care, stay safe out there, and we'll see you in the next one.